From pretty early on, even before YouTube, I was hanging out on the gear page quite a lot to read about effects and guitars and everything. I learned something, I think, and there was probably some misinformation as well. In this new series here on YouTube, I will go through all the trending topics on the gear page so you don't have to visit the site. I'm not trying to steal their visitors, but it's basically to save you from being caught up in some hopeless discussion on the gear page. This is basically some kind of reaction videos, and I only have one expression on my face, so I need to work on that. This, for example, is my happy face. Sad face, angry face. My only expression, which is kind of different, is my new gear day face. Let's find the first trending topic here on the gear page. I mean, the gear page never disappoints, and the first one that I found is: which signature models of millennial musicians do millennials like best? That's a good question. I'm not sure if I'm interested in finding the answer, but hey, let's go. Okay, here's from the thread starter. I'm trying to stretch out from my baby boomer cloister and get some new ideas and inspirations for my next guitar. So if you don't know, a millennial is my generation. I'm a millennial. I was born in the 80s, late 80s, and I grew up in the 90s and also around the millennial change, and we basically get blamed for everything. But this guy, he wants a signature model of a millennial musician that we millennials like. There might be room for an answer from me then, since I'm a millennial. The first answer is the Silver Sky, which makes me think, is John Mayer a millennial? John Mayer birth date. He's born in 77. He's not a millennial, that's for sure. Someone is also mentioning the Ernie Ball Music Man St. Vincent guitar. That's one that I really like. Annie Erin Clark, she's born in 82. She might be a millennial, so that's actually a good answer. Yeah, here's one saying, I think Mayer is a Gen Xer. So that's the generation before millennials. Yeah, browsing through the whole thread, I wonder where it all goes wrong and everyone start to argue. No arguing thus far. Okay, so someone made a list here with different artists that has signature gear, and he's mentioning Petrucci. And of course, it's totally fine that you like Petrucci, but he's 52. He's not a millennial. Same thing with Brad Paisley, he's 47. Ed O'Brien, I mean, I love Radiohead, and I think Radiohead is quite popular among millennials, but Ed O'Brien is 51. Yes. Okay, so Orianti has her own PRS signature model, and at 34, she is a millennial, I believe. Okay, last attempt to see if there's any juice here. Okay, just to clear it up, if you're born between 81 and 96, you are a millennial. Congrats. Someone tried to suggest the Albert Lee signature model from Music Man. And of course, someone else points out, I love Albert Lee, but you realize he's 75, right? So he's pretty much far from a millennial. Okay, let's see if there's anything else good here on trending. Horrendous gear interview. That sounds interesting. And I recognize the thumbnail instantly. Seems like someone didn't get the joke, the irony. Irony doesn't travel that well on internet, it seems like.
Like hot guys with like no shirt and like muscles and stuff like that, but you're like a normal looking guy with like a shirt. But this is like, okay, this is like a rock guy thing.
So it's Billy Cardigan from Shy Boys. I really love his demos, his reviews, and he has made some sort of rig rundowns. And people on the gear page, at least some of them, do not get that he's only kidding. Was that for real? That was awful. Idiocracy. Okay, so this could be me. I'm gonna enjoy watching how many of you take this seriously, because I think a lot of people will. I'm hoping this was a joke of some sort. Yes, PB Gas, it's a joke. I mean, how is it even possible to understand that it's not a joke? I've seen a bunch of comments on Facebook earlier about Billy Cardigan and his reviews, and there's a lot of people who don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. Easier to watch than that pedal show. Well, I think that pedal show is quite easy to watch, to be honest, so I don't get what you are saying there, mister. Painful even if it's a parody. Well, kind of agree, but I think everyone in the video is on board with the whole joke. Setlist to appeal to middle-aged women. Well, what are you trying to do there, thread starter? Okay, so he's in some sort of cover band and he wants some advice. Don't worry, after 3 or 4 drinks they'll tell you exactly what they want to hear. Well, I've been there. Even when I played only originals, there's been people in the crowd yelling for Rolling Stones or Creedence. So yeah, okay, so most of the suggestions are country music or 90s R&B. Have fun with that. Santana, the later stuff. Anything Matchbox 20. Ooh. Okay, so here's a thread from Jack DeVille, the guy behind Mr. Black Pedals. And he's starting the whole thing with just, I remember when, ... And let's see what people are saying. I remember when Jack DeVille sold pedals out of a garage. Ooh, here's a salty one. I remember when threads weren't all so pointless. There you go, Jack. I remember when you can get early 60s vintage Strats for around $1,200. That must be in the 60s, right? People didn't know and therefore didn't care about true bypass. That's true. I remembered when melody and lyrics mattered. Take that, modern music. I remember when Mike Matthews started having union trouble. I remember when apple was a fruit. I'm not dying laughing here, but yeah. This one is straight up my alley, and my friend is called Joe B. Sunglasses to fight shyness on stage. I noticed Joe Satriani always wears sunglasses on stage. When 1,000 people or even less are watching you, it's a great choice. Better than drinking to fight your shyness and insecurity. What about you? Well, there's one guy here saying sunglasses on stage are about 2 things: bright stage lights and bloodshot eyes. Shyness is not a factor in my honest opinion. If you are too shy, you're not playing music on stage. So this guy, he gets it. So is no one talking about my friend Joe B here? They're talking about Bono, of course, and Satriani, but no one is mentioning B-Boy. Well, I must say I'm kind of biased here. I'm not a fan of people wearing sunglasses inside, but I mean, if you have to. Here's a guy saying, to me it's as bad as cargo shorts and flops, unless it's part of an image you are portraying. Well, yeah. Suhr Guitar, not for me. Went to the guitar store the other day and they had a new Suhr shipment at the store. I was looking to buy a Fender Tele, but decided to try the Suhr Tele. I think it was a classic T. Anyway, the Suhr was going for $1,000 more than the Fender, and I said, well, it must feel, play and sound better, I guess. When I got the guitar in my hand, it felt cheaper than the Fender. There was something about the guitar that it didn't felt like a $2,800 guitar. The neck felt weird to me and the sound wasn't right. You can't please everyone, but Suhr comes damn close. Prepare to be crucified. I've never tried a Suhr, I believe. Have you guys? Let me know what you think. I'm not a huge fan of the headstock, but I mean, if it plays good, I guess I could have one. Ooh, first sarcastic comment. Cool, now we know. Followed by an even more sarcastic answer. John Suhr read his thread and promptly closed up his shop. I hope you're satisfied. Well, I guess a lot of people on the gear page are fans of Suhr, so this thread didn't go that well. Future Chase Bliss collaborations. Okay, so this is basically a wish list of other brands that Chase Bliss should collaborate with. And the thread starter is suggesting Death by Audio, Moog. Oh, that would be awesome. And actually, Joel from Chase Bliss, he's in the thread and he's saying listening. That's interesting. Spiral FX, and that's Tom Cram's new brand, the guy from Digitech who started a new company, and someone is tagging Tom Cram so he can see it. That would be cool to see Spiral Effects and Chase Bliss audio in one pedal. Strymon, yes. Do you feel that a lot of dad rockers call Strymon for Strymon? Strymon? I think I've heard that many times. Strymon. I really like Strymon pedals. Strymon. Okay, so that's it for now on what's trending on the gear page. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!